Tend to him, the physio, with that hamstring that has been causing him problems. He's been struggling with it for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, Gerard, probably the worst conditions for somebody with a hamstring. Just a little drop of rain before the game, and the top of the ground slippy, you know, and it's very hard to keep your feet. And anyone with a hamstring injury, it's going to be very, very hard to get through a game with it.
So he's having his difficulties. Cork having their difficulties as well in certain areas of the field, but right now it's Ben O'Connor who has this chance to narrow the gap, and it's 3 points to 2. Ben O'Connor getting both of Cork's scores, one from play and now one from that close-in free.
Yeah, well, Cork are definitely trying to isolate. Yeah, it's difficult to call. Cork are definitely trying to isolate Asaki inside. Both of the corner forwards coming way out the field.
Well, that was the tactic also when they played here in the league. Here he is racing for possession here. Maher is after him, breathing down his neck, and that went over the line. Line ball to Tipperary. I know Dennis Walsh has done a number of individual sessions with Asaki over the last number of weeks, trying to make sure that his big, tall, full forward, 6'6", 6'7" tall, will produce his very best this afternoon.
Yeah, but he won't be looking for balls like that, or low balls on him. He wants them up in the air.
True. Conor O'Mahony fed back as far as Paul Curran. Poor clearance, only as far as John Gardner. Mops it up, sends it right back in towards Asaki again, and Asaki has it, and Asaki kicks it into the back of the net, but the referee has blown his whistle. He has blown the whistle before the ball hit the back of the net, indicating a penalty. Well, Cork got a penalty last year as well, you might remember. Pat Horgan took it, and it was saved. And the referee speaking with Pádraig Maher. Before the ball had hit the back of the net, I think the referee's whistle did sound, and Pádraig Maher has got himself a yellow card and has to be careful. And early indications that he's in difficulty in the aerial duel with Asaki O'Halpine. If O'Halpine gets proper service, he didn't get particularly good service in the league final against Galway.
No, now. Yeah, and you know, the other thing is the yellow card there. You know, he might have held him, but is that a yellow card? There's no professional foul in hurling, so you know, I know it was a goal chance and he did finish the goal. So
the referee, Michael, is telling these players on the line that they can't move until the ball is struck. It's not a case, this is one of the new rules since Congress. So it's not a case of being able to come out and advance when the ball is up in the air, when it's lifted by Pat Horgan. It's when he strikes it, then they can move. That's the ruling. Let's see what happens. It's in the back of the net. Goal for Cork. 40 minutes are gone. Pat Horgan from the penalty. And Cork take the lead. And a row breaks out. Straight away they go to the big man Asaki, who's well able to look after himself. Big tall fellow, won't take any pushing around. And the referee's got to have a word with his umpire now, I think, to see what happened there. What was the genesis of that? And the linesman's coming across as well. That's Pat Casey from Waterford.
And here's the book. He had the book out, but he put it back in.
Well, no further action taken. Goal stands from the penalty, no question. And it's 1-2 to 3 points. Brendan Cummins to puck it out. Going long. Tipperary now want to win their own puck out here. In towards Owen Kelly, the man you inevitably try and drive it towards. The most gifted attacker. Here comes O'Halpine, Sean O'Halpine this time. Down towards his brother, getting out to it first is Pádraig Maher. Talented full-back, all-star this past year. Curran under pressure, back out as far as Gardner. First time forward, neat play to Tom Kenny. Wonder is he feeling the effects of that hamstring. Gets away quickly. In over the head, well, it seemed of Pat Horgan, but not of Paddy Stapleton. And Stapleton takes it away, having to kick it, aware that he could have been hooked. Up as far as Seamus Callanan, released outside as far as John O'Brien, has switched across to that right-hand side, beating Cathal Naughton to it and driving it just outside the post. So a missed opportunity for John O'Brien, Tipperary's latest wider, in fact their very first one. Here's Asaki O'Halpine. It's quite a duel between Asaki and Pádraig Maher. And again, Pádraig Maher cursing his luck out of picture feeling that he was hard done by, but the referee has given the free into Cork. And Asaki is causing problems for the number 3, Pádraig Maher, in the yellow helmet.
Yeah, well, the problem here is the yellow card. He got, the penalty, and that's another one now. So he's on his last chance if he gives away another free. I'm not sure what the yellow card was for, the original one, but he's under pressure now.
So Liam Sheedy's got a decision to make very, very quickly, I would think. Does he keep him in there? Does he switch Paul Curran in, maybe?
Yeah, Declan Fanning, very accomplished full-back as well. Maybe bring him back and put Maher out in the wing.
It's going to be Ben O'Connor who will take it. Trying to add to the 2 points he scored so far. Perfectly accurate. Another for Ben, another for Cork. So 1-3 to 3 points. The goal separating the teams. The goal after 14 minutes from the penalty by Pat Horgan.
Yeah, and Cork, very clear game plan, Ger. Short puck-outs, creating loads of space inside and everything down on top of Asaki, and it's working very well up to now.
Well, this is a vastly experienced Cork team. So much experience. Over 380 championship appearances by their top 10 players, the most experienced top 10 players. This ball is up towards Brian O'Mara on his debut, one of 2 debutants for Tipperary. Seamus Callan trying to get the ball in, but it's taken by Cathal Nopton and swept across to the far side, and there was no chance for Niall McCarthy to get there first.
And Jerry, if you look down the field, there's only 3 of the Cork forwards in their own half of the field. Ben O'Connor is around the tip half back line. Jerry O'Connor was out in the middle of the field. He's just moved in now. They're leaving loads and loads of room and crowding everything to the far end of the field, which obviously suits their backs. So, Cork definitely with the advantage tactically so far.
Well, Tipperary haven't scored now for some 8 minutes. They need a point quickly. Here's Ben O'Connor back helping out. This is Paul Curran coming across for it. As far as Lark Corbett is drifted out, blocked down. A line ball to Tipperary. Again, it hots up. Whatever it is they say about familiarity, but no sense of contempt or anything like that. It's just the intense rivalry that is there down through the years among Cork and Tipperary. There's a great healthy respect. The fans love coming to it. It's not to be missed normally. Brendan Maher, the taker. Beautifully in. Curran trying to bat it out. Helped out there by Carrigan, but it runs as far as Lark Corbett. The angle shot from Corbett is good, and it's got over the bar, and Lark Corbett's got a second. Well, he needs to keep up his scoring ratio here. Gets away from Shane O'Neill, who's normally a very, very tight marker, and it's 1-3 to 4 points.
Yeah, and Brian O'Mara at full forward, breaking a couple of balls early on, not managing to get into his hand, but he kicked it out there nicely, and very unusual for a guy who's never even played a league match to make his debut in a championship, and he's doing well for a young man so far.
That's a good puck out again, straight to Tom Kenny. The clearance by Tom Kenny is going to be seized on by Paul Curran here, stepping away from the challenge there of Kieran Murphy. Haven't seen a lot of him so far, the Cork captain. Out as far as Michael Cahill. Big one in towards Brian O'Mara. Cadigan on his hands and knees, got a touch to it. Broke out here as far as Seamus Callan, and the referee had blown his whistle. Some didn't hear it. It's going to be a free in for Tipperary for a foul just before that when Callan went down. The push explained by referee Barry Kelly, who's a teacher in Burren, County Offaly. So a chance for Owen Kelly to come out and lower the deficit. A lot of experience on that bench alongside Dennis Walsh. You've got Pa Finn, Pat Buckley, Jerry Ryan as well. Dr. Con Murphy also in there. Donald O'Cusack, the Cloyne man, is now 33 years of age. Vigilant as ever. So Owen Kelly to take this. This to cut it back to